just show you that it's full of people ready to believe in good. Hey comic book community, happy Batman Day. And this is actually part 2 to follow up my, it's like my top favorite comic books in my collection. I mean, it's supposed to be top 50 keys in my collection, but I couldn't narrow it down to 50, so I just decided to break it into 2 videos. And since Batman Day was right around the corner, I just decided to do part 2 dedicated to mostly Batman. There's a few keys in here that aren't Batman, but it's mostly Batman. So I'm here to show you my top DC comics, and most of them are Batman keys. So I've got my animated series Batmobile here. Set that right there. And now I'm going to show you the books. First key that I got, let's move this guy right here. First key that I got is Batman #1 by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, New 52, graded at a 9.6. Court of the Owls storyline, amazing, amazing book. I actually won this on an auction from Gem Mint Collectibles about 2 years back, so love this cover. Very happy to have it. I think we should get the books that aren't Batman out of the way. Well, they contain Batman, but they aren't Batman. Justice League #1 from the New 52 by Jeff Johns, Jim Lee, Scott Williams. Couple Supermans. We got Man of Steel #18, the first appearance of Doomsday. Very cheap book to get. I wouldn't sleep on that key. Sorry, someone interrupted my video by calling me, probably a telemarketer, but this is Superman 129, and this came out in 1959. Wow, my grandfather was only 14 when this book came out. Very, very neat. God, I love old books. Alright, now we're on to pretty much Batman. We have... Well, actually, I'm going to show you this first. I don't know why this is in... Well, it's one of my favorite books in my collection, but here we got Walking Dead 100, First Negan. Everyone's got this. Alright, now Batman. We have Batgirl 23, the Joshua Middleton variant cover. This is a beautiful book. This is my favorite cover of the year. Didn't read this book, just, VF near mint copy. Very happy to have it. Okay. Here I have 52 week 11. This is the first appearance of Batwoman, the Kate Kane version. She's coming to the CW in the Arrow TV show. So this book is heating up very nicely right now. And there she is. She's one of the first LGBTQ members in the Bat family. Okay, here's some more. This is my oldest Batman issue. Love this book. I got this for $20 when I was in San Francisco. This is Batman 159. And this is the Great Joker Clayface feud, which I think is ironic because if you played the Arkham video games in Arkham City, Clayface, spoiler, Clayface disguises himself as the Joker and pretended that he was healthy while the real Joker was dying. So pretty cool. And you got the old Batgirl right up there. Not the Barbara Gordon version. Here we have Batman 244, classic Neil Adams cover right here, man. Look at that. Look at this. Can you see that? That is beautiful. Picked that up when I was living in LA. And then we got Batman 241, another classic Neil Adams cover. A lot of these I picked up when I was living in Burbank, when I was at film school. Alright, another classic Neil Adams. We got Batman 235. I think this is the second or third appearance of Talia al Ghul, Daughter of the Demon. But yeah, it says Return of the Daughter of the Demon, so I imagine this is her second or third appearance. See, Bruce Wayne's pretending that Batman's in the swamp. Pretty dope. Oh, we got a major key here. This is how I knew I was going to marry my wife. So this is like the second year we were dating, and I told her I wanted a comic book, I didn't tell her which one to get me. I just gave her a list of a couple I needed, and she just got me this one. Batman 357. This is a gorgeous copy of it. This is the first appearance of Killer Croc and Jason Todd, who later becomes Robin. Jason Todd's my favorite Robin, so I was really happy to get this. Gotta put that one on Mylar, baby. Speaking of Jason Todd, we got another major Jason Todd key here. This is probably in the 9s. Batman 368. This is a freaking triple Mylar. Like, I'm not risking this. Yeah, 368. This is when Jason Todd officially becomes the new Robin. This isn't the first time he wears the Robin suit, but it's the first time he is Robin, like, becomes Robin. Sorry guys, kept losing you, but yeah, this book's very significant. It's the death of Jason Todd, part 3 of it, Death in the Family. He wasn't Robin very long, 368 to 428, but because of the impact he had on Batman's life, he is one of the most important Robins and characters in Batman. Later goes on to be Red Hood, huge villain in Batman. And now, he plays a big part in Batman's life in comics. Next we have Batman 570. This was an absolute steal. I got this for $3 in Florida, and this is the, I think, 3rd appearance of Harley Quinn, and it's the first time she appears in the Batman title. So very, very significant Harley Quinn key. Can't pass up on those Harley Quinn keys. Turn this bad boy over. There we go. Now I got space. Alright, got a minty fresh copy of Batman 612. You could basically put up any Hush cover that Jim Lee did and it could make my top list. This is what got me into collecting Batman nonstop. 608 was actually the first issue of Batman I ever picked up in a drugstore. I was, I think 7, 8 years old when Hush started. I was on a swim team and my mom brought me to a drugstore. And, yeah, I saw 608 sitting on the rack and I bought it just because of the artwork. And I honestly would just look at the pictures in the comic. I wouldn't even read the stories. I read them later and loved them, but I just kept picking it up. And my original copy of this was beat to hell, so I had to pick it up at a Comic-Con at a good condition later in life. But yeah, this was my favorite cover in the run, so I decided to show you guys. 612. And no, I don't have 608 second print. That would obviously make my top Batman keys. And this is a recent edition. This is Batman White Knight, number 3. And this is the first appearance of the new Joker, the Neo Joker. This is an amazing read. If you haven't read Batman White Knight, I'd check it out. It's probably the best Batman story that's come out this year. Tom King's been a huge piece of shit on the title, so haven't been reading it. Batman Vengeance of Bane number 1. This speaks for itself. This is the first appearance of Bane, one of Batman's greatest enemies. Most known recently for his role in The Dark Knight Rises. But one of his most significant enemies, broke his back. Batman actually had to step out of retirement for a while and left the duty to Azrael. So yeah, major key here, Bane. It's a really cheap book to get, man. You can get this book for like $75, $100. Not that big of a deal. Here we got a nice prestige format book, Batman the Cult number 1. This is the first appearance of Deacon Blackfire, kind of D-list villain, but pretty significant. Alright, now we go into my favorites. The Batman Animated Series is my favorite TV show, and I got Batman Adventures Annual 1. This is one of Harley's earliest appearances. I think it's like her second appearance in comics. And it's also the first appearance of Roxy Rocket in comics. Normally characters appear only in comics first and then in movies. And this is the opposite, where Roxy Rocket was introduced in a cartoon and then came into comics. So, pretty cool. Now we got a cool cover. It's mainly just for the cover. Batman and Robin Adventures 18. It's the Joker. Just Just Joker looking all sad and depressed. So now that I'm showing off these books, I'm going to go into depression mood. One of the first comics I ever got, or run of comics, it was Christmas, and my dad gave my brother a whole run of Web of Spider-Man, and he gave me an entire run of Batman Adventures. I was really young, about 8 years old. Didn't take care of those books, but I always had the whole run, one through 36, including number 12, the first Harley Quinn. Wasn't in good shape, but I had it. I had the first Harley Quinn, and because I was a kid, I didn't even know it was the first Harley Quinn. That's why I kind of didn't take care of it, but I had it all the way up until I went to film school. Here's where the sadness begins. I come home from film school. The book is nowhere to be found. I have no idea where it went. I don't know if my younger brother sold it. It went missing in the move when my parents moved, because they moved to Oregon when I went to college. So it could have gotten lost in the move, or someone stole it, or my dad realized it was rare, sold it. That probably didn't happen, because he would never sell something something that, that meant that much to me. But something happened like that, and now I don't have it anymore. Batman and Robin Adventures Annual 1, Joker's Phantasm. Love this cover. Love, love, love. Batman Gotham Adventures 43, early Harley Quinn appearance. Just another great Bruce Timm-esque cover. So cool. Next, we got Batman The Dark Knight Returns. Number 1, first print. Love it. Classic. So cool. You gotta get these books, man. One of the best Batman stories ever told. Love Frank Miller's art and writing. Well, I still love his artwork. His writing today is not very good, but back then he was the best there is at what he did, and what he did wasn't very nice. To quote Wolverine, speaking of Frank Miller and Jim Lee, this is not a very good comic book, but the art's amazing, and All-Star Batman and Robin number 1, it is signed, if you can see, it is signed by Jim Lee down there, double signed. Jim Lee and Frank Miller. Double signed, baby. That's why it makes the list. Whoop! I almost fell. Now we're into my Detective Comics. This is my earliest Detective. This is number 292. Picked this up at a con about 2 or 3 years ago. Man, this is in beautiful shape, man. I am just in love with this old Batmobile. I think that's what makes this a key. It's like the first new Batmobile or something. Bob Kane cover, man. Bob Kane did this cover, man. That's how old this is. So freaking dope. Had to put that in a Mylar. I'm gonna put these over here. Other stacks getting too big. Next we got Detective 312. Early Matt Hagen Clayface appearance. Can't afford his first appearance, so I settled for Matt Hagen's second appearance as Clayface. There was like a time in Detective Comics where Robin, it was so weird, where Robin was always in this position, so I think they just reused this image of Robin and then just like kept drawing different images in the background. Alright, we have the second appearance of Mr. Freeze, Detective Comics 373. This is the Chilling Death Drop. And this is funny because this is the first time he's actually called Mr. Freeze. He was called Mr. Zero. Yeah, he was called Mr. Zero in Batman 121. But this is the first time he's actually Mr. Freeze. It's pretty cool. Found that book in San Fran for a good deal. My dad got me this one when I was a kid. This was my favorite cover for the longest time. This is 377 with the Riddler, when Batman's behind bars and Robin and him are kind of laughing at him. Just gotta admire these older covers. You know, that's another reason these just make the list. They might not even be keys, but they're just gorgeous books. Got Batman Detective 471. This is the first modern appearance of Dr. Hugo Strange. He was one of Batman's earliest villains. Longed to be dead for the longest time, but they brought him back, and he did a lot of damage to Batman. A lot. Knew who Batman was, knew he was Bruce Wayne. A lot of these 400s have a lot of keys. This is like a mid-grade, like 7, maybe 670, 474. This is the first time Deadshot was in a book since like the Golden Age. So this is the first modern Deadshot, and it's yeah, just Deadshot's Revenge. Freaking dope cover, man. Gorgeous, gorgeous Batman book right here. Then I picked this up when I was in San Fran as well. Mid-grade Batman Detective Comics 476, and this is Sign of the Joker, the Laughing Fish storyline, baby. Batman the Animated Series did this justice. You can see all the guys down here possessed by the Laughing Fish, and even Batman is grinning, possessed by the Laughing Fish. That's another thing. Batman the Animated Series, not only was it drawn beautifully and the voice actors were on point, but they did stories from the comics. Like, nailed it. Like, Rupert Thorne was from the comics. Everyone thought he was created in the TV show. No, he was in the comics. Harvey Bullock? No, he was in the comics. I got this book for $3, man. This is Detective Comics 525. This is one of the earliest Killer Croc cameos. And, one of the earliest Jason Todd appearances. I think like 3rd Jason Todd. So yeah, it's got some significance to it. And it's in pretty good shape too. Next we got, let's see this. It's probably a VF, Detective 583. This is the first appearance of the ventriloquist in Scarface, another minor villain in Batman. But a key nonetheless. Beautiful Mike Mignola cover. Mike Mignola was the shit. I mean, he still is, but he doesn't do a lot of work now. Well, now we have Detective Comics number 608, another minor key book, mint condition of the first Anarchy. He was in the Batman Arkham Origins video game. If you're unfamiliar with the character, play Arkham Origins. I wish they would like make him into the media. I think he was on the Gotham TV show. I don't watch Gotham, but I heard something like that. Man, once Stephanie Brown makes her way into a TV show or a movie, this book's gonna blow up. This is Detective Comics 647. This is the first appearance of Stephanie Brown. Cool cover. I got this also for $3 when I was in Florida. She becomes she becomes Robin for a brief time when Tim Drake steps away, and she also becomes the Spoiler. So yeah, pretty cool book. And the last book I gotta show you guys is a beautiful near mint copy of Detective Comics 737. This is the first Harley Quinn in Detective Comics, and I think this is her 4th appearance overall. So this is a very good book to get in the No Man's Land storyline. It coincides with the Code. So 2 early Harley Quinn appearances that you can get for cheap. Probably $20, $30, something like that. Alright guys, that is all she wrote. That is all the Batmans that I got. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you this cool feature on the Batmobile real quick. It does indeed light up. How cool is that? Lights up, baby. But I hope everyone had a good Dark Knight day, Batman Day. It's only once a year. I hope you enjoyed my keys. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Alright, peace out, guys. Later on.